Hello and welcome to all of our viewers of Barça TV Plus, and welcome along to the Estadio Johan Cruyff for Barça's second preseason friendly. After having beaten Nastic with a convincing 4-0 scoreline thanks to a hat-trick of Barça B striker Rey Manay, Ronald Koeman today will face their second test in facing familiar opponent Girona. Joining me on this, what continues to be very hot but beautiful summer afternoons, is of course Andrea Orlandi. Hello Andrea.
How are you, Diego?
I'm very good, and yourself?
I'm really good, thank you.
Andrea, how are you coping with this heat? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I mean, we can't complain, Diego, come on. The weather in Barcelona is beautiful. There's no better plan than coming here to the Johan Cruyff Stadium to watch Barcelona play, so we won't complain about the sun. Probably players, you know, that they get used to it. They're training in these hot conditions, and I'm sure we're going to see another great game for Barça today.
No doubt about that, Andrea. And of course, this marks Barça's second friendly against Girona, and it's in fact the last friendly before they head out over to Germany to face Stuttgart, and will be the next phase of the preseason. But Andrea, focusing on today's game, what are some of the things that you're going to be looking out for?
Well, obviously, Girona are going to be tougher opposition compared to Nastic. Nastic, fair play to them, they played good, especially in the first half when they went down to 10 men. Obviously, it was much easier for Barça, especially in the second 45 minutes. Girona, they only fell short from promotion last season. They lost to Rayo Vallecano in the playoff final to get back to La Liga. Very unlucky Girona, by the way. They've got a strong squad. They got some really good names, so I'm sure it's going to be tough for Ronald Koeman's men to beat Girona today. But, you know, I think that what Koeman wants is another 45, maybe 60 minutes, you know, of game time for some of the players. Just a run out. We've got international players coming back as well, so that's a very good ingredient. And then, obviously, a win. Win always helps. You know, starting to impose that winning mentality in the side, I think, is crucial going to another challenging season.
No doubt about that, Andrea. And on that note, why don't we head over to our pitch side reporter, Mai Rostro, for today's starting 11. Mai?
Hello, Diego, Andrea. I hope you guys are fine, because today we will start this friendly game in a different way. So let's take a look at today's lineup, because Ronald Koeman decided to start with these 11 players. In goal, Iñaki Peña, Des, Piqué, Umtiti, Balde, Sergi Roberto, Nico, Ricky Puig, Yusuf Demir, Rey Manac, Neil Mortimer. And then we have on the bench, Neto, Arnau Tenas, Arnau Comas, Ramos Mingo, Pjanic, Gavi, Lenglet, Muse Ndiaye, Igor Gomez, Collado, and the other 4 players that are back in training right now, Memphis, De Jong, Griezmann, and Lenglet.
Well, as you can see, Andrea, a lineup filled with both regular first-team players, but also some Barça B players. Of course, the big absence, or the notable absence, we should say, is the recently presented Memphis Depay. He is on the bench, though, today, Andrea.
Yeah, we're all very excited to see him play. We're looking forward to see his first minutes as a Barcelona player. Obviously, the first few days at the new club are difficult, Diego. The presentation, the medical, the excitement. So you're really, really tired. You feel tired. I saw your interview, you know, in the presentation, and this is something that he was saying. And he felt straight away that this club is bigger than any club he's been at, and he's been playing for some big clubs, of course. So I'm sure we'll see him playing. Obviously, he needs to get used to a new style of play. Barcelona is a different thing compared to anything else, and I'm really excited to see him play. I think he's got everything to actually, you know, bring something extra to Barça. Barça is already at the top. With Memphis Depay will get to the next level.
Right. And what do you think, Koeman? We talked about your expectations. What do you think Koeman will be expecting of his starting 11 today?
Well, obviously, he's giving chances to the players that did really well the other day. Obviously, Rey Manay starting after scoring a hat-trick. Demir, for me, was impressive in those first 45 minutes. I could see something in him, something special. And obviously, he's got a new chance to impress us all. Nico Gonzalez, he is someone that we talked about, even though he didn't perform because he had a problem. He is the future of that Barça midfield. They've been looking for a replacement, a natural replacement for Sergi Busquets, and I think that we have him with Nico. He's got everything. He's got the fitness levels, he's got the mentality, but more than anything, he's got the technique to play in that holding midfield position, so crucial for Barca's style of play. So these are the names that I'm looking forward to watch today.
All right, Andrea. Well, remember, of course, for the viewers that you can watch all of these preseason friendlies right here on Barça TV Plus. And in fact, you can find the link in the description below. It's very easy to sign up and will only take a couple of minutes. But Andrea, back to Ronald Koeman's team, because we talked a little bit about Memphis Depay, the new arrival of the Dutchman. He was one of 4 so far this summer, along with Kun Agüero, Eric Garcia, and Emerson, of course. In the case of Emerson and Kun Agüero, they are still currently away on holiday, seeing as they had to display dispute the Copa America. In the case of Kun, in fact, even win it, of course, for Argentina. So excellent news for the new arrival there. But let's talk about Eddie Garcia, because he's away with the Olympic team over in Japan at the moment. But it was somewhat dubbed as the return of the prodigal son, wasn't it, his return?
Yeah, and he is, because he's got everything to be successful at FC Barcelona. He knows what Barca is all about. He's been through the youth ranks. He's played, the style of play that Koeman wants to implement and Barca wants to play. He's been away, so he's learned a new way of playing, even though he's been coached by a familiar face, Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
But obviously the English league, the English competition is very different compared to the Spanish, so he's had to cope with those cold nights at Stoke, those early games
those
away from home,
yeah,
where you need to toughen up, let's call it. But obviously coming back here is such a great news. He waited patiently because obviously we all wanted him back earlier, but then he had to wait, and he did. And finally, he's back where he belongs, to Barca. And I think that is a perfect fit for Ronald Koeman's team.
Well, and on the note of perfect fits, Kun Agüero, of course, the striking, I should say maybe refuerzo, I don't know, it's not coming out to me in English.
Reinforcement.
Thank you. Reinforcement for Ronald Koeman. Is he the kind of striker with that veteran experience that Ronald Koeman would have been looking out for to help the forwards?
Well, surely very experienced.
Yeah.
He's mature. He's won everything with Man City but the Champions League, so I'm sure that he'll want to win it with Barca. He's someone that you'll find in the box, and there was something that maybe Koeman was asking from the front players last season and didn't have it in abundance. I think that Kun Agüero, especially when you get to a point that you measure your runs, and he'll make the right runs, in the right areas. So you will see him in the box, getting at the end of crosses or those through balls from the midfielders that Barca has, and I'm sure we'll see him scoring and celebrating plenty of goals for Barca. So he's a fresh Copa America winner, and I'm sure that we will see him getting some silverware with FC Barcelona.
Well, let's talk a little bit about also new arrival, Emerson Royal. I love that last name, Royal. Doesn't make it much classier than that, doesn't it? But looking at the fullbacks, again, that was a position that Ronald Koeman really wanted to strengthen, get some reinforcements in and strengthen those positions. In Emerson, what can we expect?
Emerson, is physically very, very strong. He's very enthusiastic in his runs going forward. What he's done at Real Betis in these previous 2 seasons, especially last one with Manuel Pellegrini, the engineer, who's very clever, at setting his team up defensively, is improved off the ball. Because on the ball, we always knew he had the qualities, he had the, that power to go up, get crosses in, get assists, and scoring sometimes as well.
Yeah.
And this is something that a fullback from FC Barcelona needs. Now, on the defensive part, sometimes he would switch off and he would create problems to his team. In the previous season, it was absolutely perfect. And that was one of the massive things that took Betis to the next level, and they qualified for Europe. So now we got a player that's prepared to play at the highest level, which is Barca. And Koeman now has a gem, and he will have a headache to pick from, the possibilities he has, because we're talking about Serginho Dest, obviously Emerson Royal, Sergio Roberto can play at right back if you need him.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of possibilities on both sides, really, on the right and on the left, of course.
Well, he's, of course, a much welcomed reinforcement for the squad, but the reinforcements are not just coming from outside, they're also coming from within the club, namely the Barça B team. In fact, last time out against Nastic, or right here against Nastic, in fact, it was the B team in the second half that had to take care of business and put in those 4 goals. 3 goals coming from, nonetheless, the man dubbed Rey Manai, and we were very impressed on the day.
Yeah, he did what he wanted with the Nastic defenders, didn't he? Controlled the ball, on the half turn, scored the first goal, then he was full of confidence. His movement for the second goal impressed me.
Yes.
What he did, he had to pull away from the defender. He actually used his arms to pull his shirt and get that extra yard in order to score.
Very clever.
Then obviously, confidence-wise, he was sky high and took the penalty and got the ball back home. Surely signed by every single member of the squad. He is experienced in obviously 24. Obviously, it was a good signing for Barça B. It took him a while to adapt because we often talk about adapting to this style of football. It's not easy, but once he did, he started scoring, and he was one of the key members of the Barça B side.
Well, and talking about key members that impressed head coach Ronald Koeman, we'd only have to look at the starting lineup to see, once again, the name of Youssouf Demir. We were very impressed in that first half by his presence and his availability, and also how really aggressive he was in offering himself and trying to score some goals.
Absolutely. I don't want to put too much pressure on Demir, but when you see
looks
him...
like he would welcome that pressure, though.
yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. He's confident. You can see a confident player that wanted to join the club, that obviously refused some different offers because because this is the place where he wanted to be, because he knows that he is going to excel around some really good footballers. And I was impressed by his positioning, his awareness. He's so young, but then he's so intelligent, and this is something that you're born with. You can train as much as you want, but he was born with these qualities. And obviously, talking about putting pressure on him, he kind of reminded me of Messi a little bit, in the way he moved, in the way he ran, obviously being left-footed, short, and very difficult to get the ball off him. Very impressive, so I'm really looking forward to seeing him playing again.
Well, we can't wait to see him play here on Barça TV Plus, and you should as well, so make sure that you subscribe to the link in the description below. But just a little bit more about Yusuf Demir. What struck me in particular was, I mean, let's not forget that this is a kid that just recently arrived, doesn't speak the language neither, yet he was so available and present on the pitch. What does that tell you about this player?
Well, that tells me that he is confident and he knows of his capabilities. So that comes from within himself, and he knows what it's all about. And he knows that this is a big chance of impressing everyone, especially Ronald Koeman. And that's why I'm not surprised seeing him starting once again today. He took his chance ball-handedly 3 days ago, and now he's got another opportunity to shine. I think that obviously he's got all the qualities that a Barcelona player needs. On the ball is fantastic. Obviously, confidence-wise, you need to have a big personality, and I can see that. His positioning in between players was impressive, so tactically he's got it. And then I think that his work rate as well. Obviously, being so young and having the opportunity to play for Barca, you're always going to run. But listen, not everyone does it, and he did. And I was very impressed, and I can see that he's got that special touch that a Barca player needs.
Andrea, we talked already about the fullback position, but of course, seeing the name Balde again repeated in the starting lineup, with Emerson Royal still out, is it a sign for you that perhaps Koeman will be counting on Balde from time to time for the first team as well?
Well, I think that is much needed because Jordi Alba is going to need some rest sometimes. At times he's been overused because probably Koeman didn't trust his backup. Well, now he's got a very young man, another one that's very enthusiastic, who's just fresh from signing a new deal.
Exactly.
So he's got the backup from the board, I think from his teammates as well, and from the coach. And in the first game, you could see what he's all about. He was just attacking down the wing constantly.
Constantly being sought out by his teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's got the technique, he's got the power, he's agile enough. He can run for fun for 90 minutes. He'll never get tired. And obviously, what he needs to work on, but this comes with age, it comes with experience, is on the defensive part of it. The same I was talking about Emerson. But a very exciting prospect once again, and someone that Ronald Koeman can trust in order to give a deserved rest sometimes to Jordi Alba.
Another exciting prospect, of course, is Barça B captain Alex Collado. He started in the second half, and he will most likely do so again. He's on the bench today. But here again, we're looking at a player that is knocking on the doors of the first team, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been playing for the Barça B team for the last 3 seasons. He was captain last year. He did score some fantastic goals. One of his goals from the previous season was voted the best goal in the competition in Spain. He's got the technique, he's got the flair. He needs an opportunity, and he's seeking that opportunity. He took his goal the other day, he did well, but obviously he's got to a point where it's make or break. He's 22. I can't see him returning to the Barça B side. Competition for places at Barça is huge, but he needs to keep doing what he did the other day. Scoring, trying to impress, get on the ball, because this is what he is all about.
Well, let's see. Andrea, let's head over back to Mai, because she has the starting 11 for today's opponent in Girona.
Yes, Diego, indeed. And first of all, Girona, a team that actually almost get to the first division, as you guys said before, and that now has a new coach. Is Michel, the one who was in charge in Rayo Vallecano and also Huesca. He will be today on the bench for this first game, and he said that it will be a really good test for them, because what else than playing against Barça? They will start this game with Juan Carlos in goal, Terrats, Estuani, Samu Sainz, the one who scored last preseason against us, Juanpe, Valeri, Jairo, Calavera, Gumbau, Abraham Kepe, and Arnau. This will be the 11 men that Girona will play today here at the Johan Cruyff Stadium.
Thank you for that, Mai. And Andrea, on that note, you, the expert that you are, what do you think we need to be aware of when it comes to this team from Girona?
Well, the first thing, it'll be a very different side compared to last season's Girona. They've got a new coach. Francisco was the man in charge last season, and they play with 3 centre-backs. Mitchell, he was the Huesca manager last year, the man that took them up to La Liga.
Yeah.
It was very unfortunate because Huesca played some really good football.
Yeah.
It was a 4-3-3, playing from the back.
Very brave.
Yeah, very, very brave. The only thing missing were results, really, from Mitchell, and he got the sack eventually. I think that Girona knew what they were doing when they appointed Mitchell. They want to implement a new style of football, so we probably see 4 at the back trying to play. So that will probably, depending on how Barça presses, will create a few problems. It's only the second game, so it will be challenging, and it will be important for Barcelona because playing like against a side that wants to impose themselves on the ball against Barça, which is a big thing for a Segunda División team, will be challenging for Barcelona players. They'll need to be spot on in that pressing. We saw Ricky Puig the other day, what he did. And I'm sure that we will see Ricky once again trying to press high. Yusuf Demir, Nils Morten, and Ray Manay. You will have that from the front players because they want to impress. But with Girona, there's enough quality there. There's players that have played in La Liga, some big names as well. And obviously, I can see them creating more problems than the ones that Nastic did the other day.
Well, all of that we'll be able to see right here on Barça TV Plus. In fact, let's head back over to Mai because Mai, what other games can the viewers watch right here?
We have an entire schedule because everything is confirmed now. The first team will travel to Germany July 28th. They will play against Stuttgart July 31st at 6 p.m. local time. Then the fourth game will be against Red Bull Salzburg Wednesday, August 4th at 7 p.m. local time in Austria. And then the first team will travel again to Barcelona because we have the 56th edition of the Joan Gamper Trophy, but this time it's a different one because we're seeing right now behind us that special video of More Than, because this is more than a club, and we will play this time the Joan Gamper Trophy with the women's team also, which is Jonathan Giralde's team will play at 6 p.m. local time at Camp Nou, and then at 9:30 p.m. it will be Ronald Koeman's team, the ones that will play that game. It will be against Juventus, and the best thing, all the fans can go there. Well, just a 50% capacity of Camp Nou, but the fans can go. They're allowed to go. And if you're in Barcelona, go get the tickets because it's the good time to see the Joan Gamper Trophy with the new signings and with all the excitement of this new season.
Well, what a preseason friendly lineup we have for you. First, Andrea, as Mike mentioned out, it's over to Germany to face Stuttgart.
Yeah, well, obviously Stuttgart, we all know what type of club it is. As we say, it's a progressive type of pre-season. Going from Nastic, Girona, then Stuttgart will be the next challenge, and I think it's the right thing to do. I can see nowadays teams playing against big teams straight away. You actually need to build the confidence up.
Ease your way into it.
Exactly, you need to ease your way up to the top, and I think that the pre-season, the way it's set up looks exciting. We'll see Barca being challenged by big clubs, and Stuttgart will be like the first one.
And what do you expect from Red Bull Salzburg, a team that has been producing some very good players of late?
Well, this Red Bull as a structure is just fantastic. The way they're set up, starting from Salzburg, and you've got Leipzig as well.
Yeah.
So what they do, they basically look for youngsters, very specific type of players, and you're not surprised when you see them going and playing for the Leicesters, the Liverpools, or the big teams. This is what they do. They just recruit talent. They nurture it, they use it well, and then if they're good enough, they send it to Leipzig, which is the next step, or they try and sell them. So it will be difficult. I did play in pre-season against Red Bull Salzburg in my days, and I can tell you it was a bad time.
And just quickly, Andrea, I want to get your thoughts as well on this, of course, historic doubleheader for the Barça women's and men's team against Juventus, as Mike pointed out, as August 8th. Started from 6 p.m. and the first team match will be at 9:30 p.m. rather against Juventus.
Well,
La Vecchia Signora.
La Vecchia Signora, exactly. What an opportunity to see the Champions League winners, playing, and then the first team playing against Juventus. Juventus, as you said, La Vecchia Signora, the best club in Italy, let's call it, against Barça. We all remember a few Gamper trophies when Leo Messi, for example, started shining and Capello asked to have him in on loan, and Barça said, no way. Well, we might have the same this season with Emir, we don't know, but it will be the first time, for the fans to actually watch his starts at the Camp Nou.
We cannot wait for that. Always a special event. Let's head back over to Mai. That is it from us here at the pitch side of the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Make sure for all of the viewers that are following us on the social media channels to sign up to Barça TV Plus. The link is in the description below. It'll only take you a couple of minutes. But that is from us. We head over to Mai and we're going to go upstairs to commentate the game.
You're absolutely right, Diego. Actually, if they want to watch this game and all the preseason games, they have to go to Barça TV Plus. All the best content is there on Barça TV+. Now it's time to hear what our assistant coach, Alfred Schroeder, wants to say before this match. Okay, we're here with our assistant coach, Alfred Schroeder. Good evening, coach.
Good evening.
First of all, we will play today against Girona, a team that almost achieved the promotion to the first division.
Yes.
A good test.
Yeah, it's a good test. We know it's a good team. They just missed it on the last day, last year. We know that they play very good football, and they try to play football also, especially with this coach, what we also know from last year from Weska.
And what do the staff expect to take away from this second friendly against a team like this?
Yeah, it's always important after the holidays that you come in the rhythm and you're playing a lot of minutes when possible. So today it's possible that some guys will play more than 45 minutes, but you have to come in the rhythm of playing. And normally it's very important the first week that you make an improvement in the physical. And if physical you become better, then normally with the ball it's also getting better.
And now that you mentioned that some of the players will have some minutes, can we expect Memphis to play?
Yes, normally the intention is that he will play a lot of minutes, not a lot, but he will play some minutes in the second half, yes.
Thank you so much, coach.
Thank you.
We can take two headlines from there, because he said some of the players could probably play more than 45 minutes. We will see. And of course, we have the fans here. We want to ask him about that debut from Memphis Depay with that Barça kid. And he said he will play. So we can expect Memphis to play in the second half. He's now on the bench next to Lenglet, Griezmann, and De Jong, that are all back from holidays after the tournament during the summer. And right now they're ready for the first team. They have trained 5 times this week. And now they're ready to play this second friendly against Girona this time. The fans are here. Last time they were again. It was just 50% capacity. They were exactly 2,037 fans. We hope that today could be different. We can see that actually there's a lot of people right here on the Johan Cruyff Stadium, and they're all ready and excited to watch, obviously, this game and to have the chance to see our new signings, Memphis Depay. So take a look on this video of Memphis.
He had dreamt of this moment, and finally it arrived. Memphis was presented at Camp Nou on Thursday as Barca's new summer signing.
It's an honor to be here. It's a dream coming true since a young kid.
A childhood dream come true, because this is not the first time he puts on a Barca shirt. It's something he already used to do as a boy.
Have a secret. I get a secret from your mom that when you were 5 years old, there was a gift from your opa, from your grandfather, and it was a Barca shirt.
Yeah, I have the shirt, and I saw the picture popping. I saw the picture, and I was like, yeah, I believe it's a prophecy. And
Memphis dressed for the occasion and proved that he has class not just on the pitch, but also off it. And someone who wasn't going to miss out on such a special day was his mother, Cora, who brought Memphis up on her own in a humble neighborhood. Challenges that have made him the mature player he is today, and knows exactly what it takes to reach the biggest stage and play for the best club in the world.
I have always the ambition to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world. I just kept working hard and believing, trying to help my team back in the days in Lyon, and now I'm here. I'm trying to do the same, helping my team and the teammates. I'm looking very forward to all meet them and play together with them.
Memphis stepped onto the Camp Nou for the first time with a Blaugrana shirt, and he already got to show his skills with the ball.
Because you just don't say no to Barcelona in my eyes. I was willing, the club was willing, and then finally it happened. It was just, I think now was the right moment.
The 5-year-old boy who was gifted a Barca shirt now arrives at Camp Nou, turned into one of the most lethal forwards in the world. Memphis, remember his name.
Remember his name, because actually we had his presentation back in Thursday. We had the chance to talk to him. All the best content of these interviews on Barça TV+. You have to go there if you want to watch this game, if you want to watch the best content from Memphis Depay, who is a former Olympique Lyon, Manchester United player, PSV player, who came now here with this experience, 27 years old, ready to play. And he say on his first day, he will fight for Koeman, he will fight for this team. And I don't know if you guys had the chance to listen to the press conference the day of his presentation, but he said that actually he came here not just because Koeman said it to come and because he trusts Koeman and they have a really good relationship. It's because you can't say no to Barça. And we definitely know that he wants to play here. He wants to give everything for this team. He came here like a free agent, the same as Eric Garcia, the same as Kun Agüero. So we hope that he can have a really good career on this team. And of course, we want all the best for him. Today could be the first minutes for Memphis Depay, so make sure to watch this game because definitely will be an unforgettable game for him, for the fans, and for everyone here. So go to Barça TV Plus, everyone here getting excited because the fans obviously want to support the first team and to have the chance to look at the first signings of the season, the new signings. We have to wait for Eric and for the rest of the players that are out in Olympic Games or on holidays. But today is the day to watch Memphis Depay and Barça, of course. Go to Barça TV Plus.
From Barça TV Plus, and welcome along to the Estadio Johan Cruyff for Barça's second pre-season friendly. We talked about it in the pre-match, but after having beaten Nastic in a convincing 4-0 scoreline thanks to the hat-trick of Barça B striker Rey Manay, today Koeman's men will face a new test by facing another familiar sparring partner in fellow Catalan side Girona as the squad continue their preparations for the new season. Once again, joining me today for this friendly is our very own football analyst and ex-Barça player, and can I say personal friend of mine, Andrea Orlandi.
How are
What's going on, Andrea?
Well, what a presentation. Well, we're all looking forward to the second pre-season test for FC Barcelona as the team is running out on the pitch, on this beautiful pitch, because we were pitch side. We saw, you know, the state of the grass, just fantastic. Sun is shining once again, a new opportunity for Ronald Koeman's men, you know, to get a run out, some 45 minutes, you know, under the belts, and another good opportunity to keep preparing towards a season that's going to be challenging once again. Obviously, Girona, tougher opposition compared to Nastic Tarragona. They've got better players. They only fell short of promotion last season, losing the final to Rayo Vallecano. We see some familiar faces, starting from the number 7, Cristian Estuani. We've seen him playing in La Liga, you know, for a long time, such an experienced striker, and a few others. But another great test for Barça. Sun is shining. There's no better plan on a Saturday evening to be watching Barça.
Well, it is an absolute pleasure and a luxury to be sitting next to you in the Estadio Johan Cruyff as the Barça anthem sounds loud in the background and the players are saluting the fans, which today at Estadio Johan Cruyff, I mean, last time it was at 50%, no, 25% capacity if I'm not mistaken. Today, I would say it's maybe similar, it looks almost 50%, almost half full today.
Yeah, it looks full, to be honest. It looks like there's more, a bit of an atmosphere, you know, in the first game. It was the first time back after a long time, and obviously people were a bit shy even of shouting, but we did hear some roars when Barça started scoring.
Well, hopefully, because remember that we were told actually that was because of COVID protocols that they were not allowed to celebrate the goals.
Absolutely, people were asked to maintain, you know, their composure, but I'm sure that today after Barça scores we will see more of a roar.
I think so.
And now it looks good, it looks beautiful. There's people at the stadium, very, very excited. So, come on, let's get it started.
Let's get it going, and just to go over today's starting 11 one more time. In goal, we've got Iñaki Peña, while the back four is made up of Dest, Pique, Umtiti, and Valde. In the middle, we'll see Sergio Roberto, Nico González, and Ricky Puig play. And up front, we've got Yusuf Demir, Rey Manay, the hat-trick scorer of last game, and Mortimer. Well, things are slowly but surely getting ready for kickoff here as the first team is now this time wearing their second kit in honor of the women's team. 50 years ago that managed to get their debut, the women's team as a football team, and this shirt sort of symbolizing empowerment.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks fantastic.
It does. It's a cool
I love
shirt.
The badge as well.
We got to see the badge up close. It's like a hologram sort of badge. Yeah,
you know, it looks fantastic, and obviously, you know, these players look great in it. As we see the man here, Nico, receiving the ball, his first touch of his pre-season with the first team, playing as a holding midfielder. You know, there's a lot of hope in him, because obviously there will be a time, hopefully, in a long time.
Molt ràpid aquest Girona, que no fa ni pràcticament un mes, vivia una gran decepció perquè tenia a tocar la primera divisió, però va caure el partit a tornar definitiu a Montilivi davant del Rayo i es va quedar a només una passa de primera. Estrena entrenador.
Dest touching the ball, playing it with Yusuf. We'll find him again. The youngster who was so present in that first game. And again, we talked about it in the warm-up, Andrea, but it was surprising for me, a youngster who's unfamiliar with the club, unfamiliar with the culture, the language, how he made himself so available to his new teammates. I mean, that's something that really stood out to me.
Absolutely, you can see it. He's not shy. He's not shy at all. And once again, I can see him positioning himself in between players, which is the most difficult thing, receiving on the half turn and starting to create problems to the Girona defense.
Well, we are seated in a certainly privileged position up here in the commentator booth, but even in a better position is our pitch side reporter, Mai Rostro. Mai, how are things down there?
Hey, Diego. Yeah, we're here next to the players. We're in that second kit, the away kit. An amazing kit because actually have a message behind it. And it's just empowerment, the more than a club, because we support the women's team. We support women in all different professional settle, and this is a good chance for us to support it. And before we go back to you, we must say, Nico Gonzalez, first time with the first team.
First time.
His debut.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, we were so anxiously awaiting his participation already on Wednesday. However, that time he wasn't able to partake due to, stomach problems he had on the day. But we're all glad, of course, to see that he is healthy and well. And as we're getting the ball rolling here, we had a first chance already from Mortimer.
And what a chance. You know, a good combination on the right from Serginho Dest getting to the byline across, and then Niels getting across from the left wing, anticipating, you know, Arnau, the centre back from Girona. And obviously hitting the ball with his weaker foot, right foot a little bit over the bar, but a good movement from the youngsters and a great combination on the right from Barça.
Again, Andrea, the front line is made up of all Barça B players. Is that surprising somewhat to you, or especially looking at the players that are on the bench at the moment?
Well, obviously, you know, there's some international players coming back, and probably Koeman thought and felt it wasn't the case of starting them. And I think that the guys starting today, they took their chance against Nazis de Tarragona. They impressed the coach, and that's why they're starting today up front. And you could see from the start that Girona with Mitchell, we talked about it earlier, they try to play from the back. And having this enthusiasm and this youth up front, you know, is allowing Barça to press and recover the ball quick. So, surprised in a way, but not really, because they showed enough in the first game to have another chance today.
And as there was some miscommunication between Serginho Dest and Gerard Piqué, as Iñaki Peña did seem to have left that ball go out for... Oh, I thought it was going to be a corner kick, but it does actually end up as a throw-in.
It did look as it gone out, but, you know, throw-in given to Girona.
So this Girona team is a team with a lot of experience. Of course, the name Stuani was a name that we all La Liga fans will remember from the time where Girona played in the first division. Such a prolific scorer, such a great striker, even linked with Barça when, of course, they were looking for to fill the gap of striker. And in the end, Martin Braithwaite was chosen a man for the job. But you mentioned the name Samu Saiz as somebody else with bags of experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Samu Saiz has played, you know, in Segunda División a lot here in Spain. He then got his big move to Leeds United in the UK. Didn't work for him. Got back here, and obviously he had to be the main man for Girona in their chase of promotion, but it didn't happen for them. This man on the left, Jairo, hugely experienced. He was on loan to Cádiz last season, played in La Liga, and it's a mix, a blend of youth and experienced players. You got Arnau, number 38. You know, the left centre-back, what a season he had last year. He got his debut, 18-year-old, and was impressive. Number 6, Terrats, a fantastic left-footed midfielder. So they're working well, you know, in the youth ranks at Girona, and they're giving youngsters an opportunity, which is important.
Is this a team that you'd expect to once again fight for promotion?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was impressed with Mitchell, with his work at Huesca, the way they played, and you can see that Girona's trying to do the same, playing from the back. You know, don't panic with the ball. And actually getting up through combination, and obviously I can see enough quality in the side to be challengers once again for promotion.
Well, there's no doubt that indeed, as you mentioned, Andrea, this is a team that is going to be fighting and contesting Barça for possession. As the referee on the day, Miguel Angel Ortiz Arias, called a foul there, as Girona will continue in possession. But here's Jairo on the left side. Finds the number 26, Kebe. Kebe stumbles over the ball. Excellent acceleration now from Demir. As he didn't manage to hold on to that ball there, but again, Yusuf Demir eager to impress head coach Ronald Koeman.
Kebe last season was mainly used, as a backup. Remember, Cristoforo used to play, Gumbau in that midfield. Monchu, who is a former Barça player, took part of the Girona team. And then, in the second half, where teams started to get tired, the enthusiasm and the physical presence of Kebe made a difference for Girona. But he was mainly used as a substitute last season.
Well, watch out here, Andrea, because Girona's making a move over on the right-hand side, but well cleared by Gerard Piqué. Here's Kebe. Kebe will go for a shot, but that one flying high over the crossbar. Goal kick for Barça.
Well, I had a coach once in Italy that told me, listen, it's better to finish the action, even if the shot is not the best, than considering a counter-attack, give the ball away, and obviously create problems for yourself. So that's what Kebe did there. It just went well. I'll try my luck.
Why not?
Even though he wasn't too convinced when he took the shot.
Why not? Why not? Sergio Roberto there, good with a little step over to allow Raimanai, I think it was, Nico Gonzalez to have the ball, but again, Girona tight on the heels of the Barça players at the moment, trying not to let them get comfortable or any space with the ball.
Yeah, and you can see that the Girona setup defensively is a 4-4-2, so they're actually relieving Samu Saiz of working a lot, and that will give Serginho Dest a very good chance attacking. And on the ball is a 4-3-3, with Samu once again not being the typical left winger, coming inside, overloading that midfield, and on the right is Valeri, who's a specialist of the position.
Sergio Roberto passing it to Serginho Dest. Dest to Nico. You can already see the presence there of Nico. So many see him as the revelation of Sergio Busquets, of course. Those are big, big words, but then again, Nico Gonzalez comes from a long line of fantastic football players, starting with his father.
Yeah, well, what a player his father was. An absolute magician, from the Super Depor days. Fran, left winger, lots of quality, fantastic crossing him. As I said before, the first word that comes up to me is just magician, because he could make things happen. And what a team Deportivo had. He was so instrumental, making Depor a big club in Spain.
Absolutely. And in that sense, it's a shame the situation that the club is now, of course, and we do hope for better days for Deportivo La Coruña, because that Super Depor, I think, really made all of us fall in love with them, especially in that famous comeback against AC Milan.
Well, that was one of the best games of the history for sure. But they won the league. Depor, they fell short once. We all remember the penalty missed by Dukic.
Exactly.
So, but they were starting to grow. They were starting, to become, a very important club in Spain. And nowadays, obviously, the situation is very different. They're falling down the leagues, and hopefully we'll see them back where they belong soon.
And what great players they had as well at that time, the likes of Bebeto, Roy Mackay, of course. We talked about Fran, Albert Luque.
Well, you can name so many. Jalmiña was one of my favorite players of all time. It was just another magician there, but Fran, Victor Sanchez Del Amo down the right, Diego Tristan.
Bringing back good memories for you, Andrea.
Absolutely.
And for some of the viewers who might not be aware, in fact, before Rivaldo, of course, arrived at Barça, he was also a player of Deportivo La Coruña. Well,
I don't know about you, Diego and Andrea, but right now we're here in the atmosphere of the stadium. Seems like everyone wants to cheers up today. I feel like there's more people today than the other day, but we will see that in the second half when they gave, obviously, the number.
Yeah, we were just talking about that as well. I believe you mentioned that last time it was about at 25% capacity. Definitely looks like it's nearing the 50 mark today.
No, last time it was also 50, but they just 2,037 fans, yeah. This time seems like probably because of the day, because last time was Wednesday, today is Saturday, is better day for the people.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot more.
Exactly, and
it feels this way, and we might have some away fans as well, because I could hear some of the Girona fans cheering on.
Just behind me, I have some fans, I think, from Netherlands.
Okay.
Okay, well, there you go. Some fellow countrymen of mine and head coach Ronald Koeman. We're always here. We're always around here. This time in Barcelona, we know where to go for the good summers. So far, still 0-0 on the scoreboard as 10 minutes have passed in this first half between Barça and Girona, the second friendly of the season. And remember, of course, that you can follow all of the pre-season on Barça TV Plus. Make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss any of the action. The action is not stopping. After Girona, Barça will head over to Germany to face Stuttgart. And after they'll head over to Austria to face Red Bull Salzburg, and finally come back home to face the mighty Juventus in the Joan Gamper. That'll be on August 8th before the season gets going. The crowd are liking what they're seeing so far from the Barça players. Is this something that Ronald Koeman will be looking out for, in particular that intensity, even though it's just a second preseason game, but that intensity after losing the ball to regain possession, as the number 10 here makes a run into the Barça box. The ball landed up with Stuani, who tries a shot, and it's the second shot here now for Gumbau, but a great opportunity here for Girona to go up one on the scoreboard.
Well, obviously you can see straight away that the challenge is bigger than the one we had 3 days ago against Nastic de Tarragona. And because Girona played the same way, or tried to play the same way that Barça plays, through combinations. And when they find the pass in between the lines, it becomes very difficult to Barça to defend, especially when the ball gets in the box to a player like Cristian Stuani. The way he just get past Gerard Piqué, a shot on goal. What a save that was from Iñaki Peña. And from the rebound, I thought it was Balde, blocking. It was a vital block from Barcelona. But you can see Girona, how they play. They get in between the lines. They get in between Barça players. They're making it difficult in these opening minutes. And obviously, Barça need to step it up. That's why we're talking about increasing, the demands of the precision, as we see the save here. And then from the save, it was Samu Saif. Samu Saif is playing as a left winger, but he comes inside. So there's always an extra player there for Barça to defend, which makes it very difficult. Iñaki Peña made a great save.
What a great save by Peña, absolutely, because we know the danger, of course, that Stuani poses front of goal, and great reaction as well, as you mentioned, from Balde on that rebound, because Gumbau was not far from tapping in the 1-0 for Girona. Definitely the intensity is different from that first opening preseason game.
As we saw, a nice touch from the main man, Ronald Koeman, controlling the ball.
The fans loving that.
He still got it.
He still got it. There's a thing that you football players never lose, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, obviously you lose all the things, but one thing for sure, you think the same, but you can't execute.
Hold on here, Andrea, because it's Balde on the left there that put in a cross, a dangerous run for that, but still Barça in possession.
Well, once again, Balde with his enthusiasm down the left. It was a great run, and I thought the cross was good enough as well.
In comes the cross. Looking for the hat-trick score. Ray Manay. What an afternoon he had on Wednesday. Here's Sergio Roberto. Finds Nico. Nico looking for help. He's Dest out on the right. Back to Nico. Enrique Puig. Again, a player that was very much sought out by his teammates in that friendly against Nastic.
He was, and you can see the difference in size, but still very difficult to get the ball off of Ricky Puig. The way he used his body, his tiny body, but he's so intelligent, as we see the run here from Balde. Fantastic.
Great run, indeed. Here's Dest. Dest will take it on the defenders one-on-one. Finally gets the help from Yusuf. Sergio Roberto. To Nico. Nico finds Yusuf. Demir will cut inside. Try to go for a shot. But that shot takes the deflection as Barça will get their first corner of the game.
Two very good things, Diego. The pass from Nico, very difficult. He cut just two players out of the equation, and then the positioning once again from the. We see the pass here. It goes between two players. The way he receives the ball, he cuts inside, gets past 1-2, goes for goal. He gets a corner.
In comes again a long cross. Gerard Piqué with a header. And Barça will try again. Now again, Andrea, I mentioned the intensity, in particular when Barça lose possession of the balls. That's something that you think Ronald Koeman will be looking for, even though it's just the second preseason friendly. The intensity of these players, not so much when they're on the ball, because we expect Barça to enjoy the possession against, should we say, more humble opponents, even though we know the quality of Girona, of course. But will he want this team to more and more step up in their intensity and in loose ball situations, or when they lose possession against the opponents?
Absolutely. I'm sure he's asked it to the players before the game, knowing that it's not going to be easy, because you see how Girona play. They try to play, they don't get rid of it, and they always want to to win those yards throughout combination. And these are the most challenging thing for a team that wants to press, is playing against a team that are comfortable with the ball. But obviously, you need to step it up. You need to improve that going into a new season. And today, I'm sure that he's asked his players to do it a little bit more and better, because against a team that's comfortable with the ball, if you don't do it well, you can get exposed.
Little nutmeg there by Jairo, indeed. As that ball's cleared for a throw-in for Barça. Well, just over a quarter of an hour has gone, 16 minutes here in this first half. It is still 1-0, but both teams could have had already one up on the score sheet. Both teams with good opportunities to score. In the case of Girona, Juani was blocked by Iñaki Peña, but here Barça again with a cross. That cross ends up with Balde. Balde to Ricky Puig. Finds Nico. Nico being closed down by Kebe. Puig. He's got the rats on him. Yusuf. Beautiful little chip. Over to Ricky Puig, who couldn't control it, and that ball will eventually roll out for a Girona goal kick.
Good from the combination from the youngsters, the two left-footed wingers, Nielsen and Demir. The pass from Demir, we saw him doing that the other day, and with the same receiver, Ricky Puig. And then Ramon Terrats doing a good job defensively for Girona there.
Almost looked like the Rats maybe got a last touch to it, but I didn't see any of the Barça players complain, so. The long ball now ends up at Balde. Plays it safe. Iñaki Peña trying to find Nico. Here's Gumbau. But referee halts play because I believe that's... Who's that?
A clash there.
Calavera, I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
With
Niels when they go up, for the challenge there.
Yes. And the Niels Mortimer and Calavera colliding there.
Luckily it's fine, it looks fine.
As again, the Barça crowd showing fair play to the opponents. We saw the same thing against Nastic. They were very fair, in particular when Nastic, of course, suffered that red card, which we both mentioned seemed like a harsh red card to give in that moment, in that situation, given the conditions as well. The fans also supported the opponents. In fact, something I wasn't aware of, but reportedly, both Koeman and Gerard Piqué were asking the referee if he could turn over that red card during the game.
Yeah, because we could see straight away
immediately
it was a harsh decision. But obviously, the referee didn't want to know about it. We won't complain.
Right. And neither will Rey Manay.
Absolutely.
There he is right there. Such a powerful number 9.
He is powerful, yes. He uses his body well to protect the ball. Like 2 minutes ago, Girona were pressing high, Iñaki Peña on the ball. What he did is just look for Rey Manay, for that flick, just for him to use his body to hold the ball up for Barça. And obviously, you want to try and play from the back, but if you can't do it, to have a striker, a presence up there is always a positive thing to have.
Here's Samuel Umtiti, a player, of course, that is back in full health, match fit, ready to confront this season. Player that certainly Koeman will be hoping he will continue to remain healthy, because he's the type of defender that impressed so much in his initial season, but due to injuries, unfortunately, had to... as Balde goes down in the area, and the referee not hesitating for a moment there, as Miguel Ángel Ortiz signals to the penalty spots to allow Barça to get their first penalty kick already in this first half. 20 minutes gone here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff.
And this is Calavera. I don't know if the clash affected him a little bit, but obviously he rushed the challenge there. I'm not sure if he's in the box. It looks like
it's very tight, Andrea. It is indeed very tight.
Rayman I had the ball before, but now it's Piqué the one who took it and say, this is mine.
Well, yeah, I think it's on the line.
On the line.
Yeah.
It looks very tight. And on that note, again, we talked about in the first game the hierarchy and the pecking order between the first team players and the B team. And again, Gerard Piqué now giving us a demonstration of that pecking order. Gerard Piqué steps up, takes a shot, and it is saved, but it goes in. Juan Carlos with a very unfortunate save as he saved the ball, but then upon landing to the floor, taps it in with his other hand, it seemed like.
I think it counts as an own goal.
It should, right?
He does save it and then he hits his face and goes in. Obviously, you talk about hierarchy there with Gerard Piqué saying to Rayman, I'm sorry, but I'll take this.
I know you got your hat trick already, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's time for the veteran boys, but let's take a look at this.
The penalty, that's not a bad penalty, but obviously Juan Carlos does well, and then he tries to, instead of just palm the ball away, he just tries to catch it.
As he comes down, lands on the ground, smacks it in with his other hand. So an unfortunate goal there for Girona, as Juan Carlos did have the better of Piqué in that penalty situation, but tapping it in, is it going to go down as an own goal? I think it should.
It should go down as an own goal to me, but I'm sure that Gerard Piqué will claim it, and he won't agree with us.
Girona now will have, will of course be eager to get back into the game and get a goal up for themselves as well.
And talking about Gerard Piqué, he was unsure now as Barça were pressing high. There was a big gap in midfield with Samu Said getting in between lines, and obviously Sergi Roberto, Nico Gonzalez and Riqui Puig were busy and marking man-to-man, but they always have an extra man, so Gerard Piqué didn't know if he had to push, if he had to stay, so Girona creating problems, are challenging Barça when they are on the ball.
Good job from Serginho just to get out of trouble, but he does eventually lose that ball. However, excellent again defensive work by Demir to recuperate possession. Here's Barça. Demir to Serginho Dest. Dest lifts his head. Wants to put in the cross, but will take on the defender by himself. Cross deflected. Bad clearance here from Girona as the ball eventually ends up at Juan Carlos's hands.
You see Rayman sprinting in the box, making a movement in between centre-backs. Serginho Dest didn't want to know about it. He went for, he took on the defender and tried the cross. Eventually deflected. I think Stuani was offside to me.
Referee didn't call that.
It came from an offside position, but it was a good dummy there from Samu Said. They got quality, they're good players. Girona, a very good team.
Titi now. Good ball to Sergio Roberto. Riqui Puig with a beautiful touch. Here's Mortimer in with a cross to Rayman, and it's a goal again for Barça.
I love everything of this goal. The first touch from Sergio Roberto, the awareness of Riqui Puig, knowing and the fullback was sucking in. The first touch into Nils Mortimer, the movement from Rayman once again, sprinting in the box, just screaming for it. And then anticipating the centre-back, 2-0 Barcelona, but fantastic second goal from Barca.
Mortimer with a lot of space and time and did ever so well to pick out Rayman, who got that cheeky little tap in again. What a killer instinct this player is showing to have.
Look at Rayman, once the ball is played, he just puts his head down and sprints into the box. Looking at the centre-back, he goes at the back of him and then he anticipates him. And Arnau doesn't know where Ray is. Not close enough, not tight enough. And 2-0 Barca. Very good from Nils Mortimer as well. It's a fantastic ball from the winger.
Very good indeed, and Mortimer showing nerves of steel and patience as well to take the time to lift his head, see where Rayman is moving towards. As you mentioned, that killer instinct of a number 9. He moved away from his defender to then get the tap in and allow Barça to go up 2-0 on the scoreboard. Barça 2, Girona 0.
And a few seconds away, Ronald Koeman was talking to Gerard Piqué, saying like he needs to talk to Serginho Dest to tell him to go back to his position as soon as possible. And once he found out where Serginho was, he said that he needs to go back.
Well, Koeman wants his men in position. You talked about the fullback sometimes having that offensive instinct, but sometimes missing that maybe defensive, let's say, work that they need to be providing for the team.
And as a centre-back, you feel very lonely when your fullback is just attacking. So I'm sure Gerard Piqué talked to Koeman saying, hey, talk to Serginho, please, to be closer to me when we don't have it. But, you know, it's something normal that goes on the pitch, you know, talks between players. They obviously need to get the distances right. It's only the first few days. But we all know that Serginho is an attacking type of right back. Well, everyone at Barça. You know, if you want to be a fullback for Barça, you got to be really good at attacking.
You have to be a good attacker, and but at the same time, of course, not forget your duties as a defender. Looking at the history that you've been following, not just Barça but football, Andrea Orlandi, who are some of your favorite fullbacks that took that responsibility, not just to offer that offensive presence and the assist and the balls to the forwards, but also still at the same time had the mindset to defend properly?
Well, this is a good question. I remember when I was at the club, a World Cup winner and a fellow countryman, Gianluca Zambrotta, joined the club, and he was an attacker as well, but he didn't have that that flair going forward that a typical right back of Barcelona would have, and he did learn.
Was that something he had to learn then?
He had to learn, and I remember his first few days trying to adapt to a new style, and he did struggle a little bit, but obviously hugely experienced coming from Juve, world champions with Italy, and eventually he did it. But this is the first name that came up to me. But talking about big right backs in the game, you remember Cafu, the Brazilian. He did play in Italy for Roma and Milan, and he had to learn how to defend as well, because when he was mainly an attacking type of right back.
As Girona here are claiming
and by the way, we're talking about Serginho's defensive work, and he's done fantastic there to stop the cross from Cairo.
Absolutely. So it does eventually go out for a Barça goal kick, even though the Girona players wanted to get a corner kick. Barça playing out from the back.
And I don't know if you remember, Diego, but Luis Enrique at times was used as a right back when he played for Barça.
I did not remember that.
In his playing days, at times he was used as a right back. So just to tell you that.
With which manager was this?
Well, that was probably Van Gaal was the manager, if I'm not wrong. And he did really well from that position. So
here's Demir. Linking up with Sergio Roberto as Des puts in the cross. No appeal for handball. Play continues, and Yusuf Demir with a header that just flies over the crossbar for another good offensive sequence of Barça.
Yeah, I really like this player, Diego. I'm a big fan of Demir. I'm gonna set up his fan club.
I'll be the first one to join.
Okay, because he's very intelligent. He just made the right run in the box, and obviously the cross was a bit, too high for him. But once again, involved in everything Barça is trying to do offensively. So very good from the youngster.
Samu Said playing it out to his left. Cairo. As Umtiti goes down, but Samu will not wait for Umtiti to stand back up, but Barça already back in possession of the ball.
Umtiti not happy. I couldn't see it live, but probably Stuani pushed him.
It was Stuani. Yes. Umtiti was having a word with the referee.
He wasn't happy, I could see from here.
Won't be the first time that, some of these Barça players seem to have some history with Stuani. Of course, some of these players on the Girona team are very, very much familiar of playing against this Barça first team.
But at least they're having 5 now, so they're okay.
Yeah, exactly, Mike. As, referee Miguel Angel Ortiz calls for a water break, a much-needed water break for that matter. The temperatures are still very high here in Barcelona. Reached that half-hour mark, 2-0 on the scoreline. And how are the fans enjoying this game down at the touchline?
Well, everyone today seems to be really involved in the game. We have, I really think we have more fans than the other time. And they're cheering up, singing sometimes, or saying some player's name, but they're all really into the game because we know that we have spent a lot of time without the football live and here in the stands. And the good thing is that for Joan Gamper Trophy, even though it's 20% capacity at Camp Nou, it's a good opportunity to go there and see live, not just the women's team, also the men's team, and obviously all the new signings and the new things are coming.
Absolutely, Maya. And of course, for our viewers, remember that you can see all of that, the Joan Gamper trophy and all of the remaining of the preseason friendly matches right here on Barça TV+.
As I can see, Ronald Koeman, he was talking to now Iñaki Peña, but with Serginho Dest and Piqué. There's something there that the coach doesn't like. There's a bit of a misunderstanding. We see Serginho acknowledging.
Yeah, you're right.
The coach is right. But obviously, this is the right time to make mistakes, Diego, where you can work on it. Only the second game of preseason, but very impressed with what I've seen so far, first 30 minutes of the game.
The intensity has been great. The intensity has definitely been present, and we love to watch that, of course. Football at its finest with the intensity that matches all the excitement that is surrounding this game and seeing Barça back in action. And we talked about it in the opening preseason friendly against Nastic, the fact that these type of games are such a massive opportunity for Barça B players or the lesser used regular players of the first team to impress Ronald Koeman.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the front three today, they're doing a great job. Nico as well as a holding midfield position. Balde, you know, winning the penalty for Barça.
Yeah.
Being very positive going forward. So they're taking their chance, no doubt about it.
And the story behind his strength is also that his dad, from Alejandro Balde, he wants him to be as an athlete, and right now he's a footballer, but I think he keeps that good shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt.
I wish I could have run in my playing days as he runs.
Definitely.
Serginho Dest tries to find Demir. He does so. Demir doing excellent to hold on to that ball, but again, very tightly knitted by on the heels by Jairo. Barça playing it out left now. Mortimer passing it to Balde. Balde back to Puig. Finds Nico. Nico turns around to Sergi Roberto. Barça will try again from the other side now. Piqué to Dest. Back to Piqué. Piqué to Nico. Tries to turn around, but again, Girona showing that they have an excellent defensive formation and not making it easy for Barça by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, here they're out on a break. In comes Girona. Stuani in the middle. Will the ball get to him? Good defending by Gerard Piqué.
Very good defending, because I could see Stuani moving, going at the back of Piqué, moving in front of him, but he didn't give him, you know, a yard of space and a good clearance. Obviously, the first time that we see Nico dispossessed in midfield, good pressure from Girona, and on the counter-attack, a good chance for the Segunda División team.
Girona now with their first corner kick of the game.
Gumbau, he's got a great left foot, former Barcelona player.
Here comes the cross. Cleared now by Rey Manay. Here comes Ricky Puig on the right.
Roberto.
He's got Yusuf next to him and Sergio Roberto way out on the right. Ricky holds on to the ball, tries to find Sergi, finds him. Sergi, will he take a shot? Puts in a cross, but he's called for offside.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably Ricky took a touch too many there.
One touch too many, just out of position there.
I'm sure it's a close call there. But a great counter-attack once again. Here he should have.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have taken that extra touch that he did. He took and obviously wasted a good opportunity there for Barcelona.
Well, unfortunate there for Barça not to get in their third goal. It was an excellent counter-attack indeed, but Ricky Puig taking that one touch too much. And again, goes to show just how fast this game is played at the highest level, that just that split second of doubt or hesitation or extra touch can be the difference between a goal or an offside call.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the counter-attack came from a corner for Girona. Barça got them unorganized, and I have to say that technically the Barça players, they haven't made a mistake in this first half. It was fantastic. Started from Rey Manay, then Ricky. You know, with the ball, we were screaming for Sergio Roberto. He was just galloping down the right. And unfortunately, you know, the opportunity was missed, but great football from Barça. Great recovery there from Nico.
Excellent recovery that Ricky Puig is taking advantage of. Passes that ball to Mortimer. Mortimer has got Balde on his left. Will try to pass it back to Ricky Puig, but Again, a very astute and aware Girona defense clears that ball for a throw-in for Barça.
Yeah, well read from Terrats. Balde overlapping, for me, would have been a better choice. And Nils tried to look for Ricky Puig. Obviously, had he received the ball at the edge of the box, he could have had a shot on target. But another counter-attack from Barcelona. Well played once again.
It's Balde with the throw-in. It was Reymanay who couldn't hold on to the ball. Seems to have been a little bit of a clash between the two players.
Substitution right now.
Well, Christian
Stuani. Yes.
So Stuani unable to continue, Mai.
Yeah, well, but yeah, they're calling back because I think it's because all the time he has been injured during the last season, and probably they don't want to take any risk right now. And the one who's coming in for Stuani is Ureña.
Yeah, I'm sure this was pre-planned, Maya, as you say, and obviously it's been out for a while. And Mitchell probably asked him, when do you want to play, the first 35 or the last 35? And he went, well, I want to be the captain, so I'll start the game. First substitution of the game for Girona, 35 minutes for Christian Stuani, who had a great chance.
He did. He did.
To score for Girona.
It was a great shot, but a better defensive effort by Iñaki Peña, indeed.
Absolutely.
Well, Ureña making his presence felt immediately, chasing down that ball. That Big Sam Umtiti managed to get to Iñaki Peña.
Seems like Reymanay has some discomfort, some problems right now.
Yeah, it might have been that scuffle that we saw earlier between him and, if I'm not mistaken, it was Terrats. But, well, the physicians taking a look at the Barça striker, scorer of the hat-trick, and the scorer of the 2-0 today. Let's keep our fingers crossed that he will be able to continue.
No, they're asking for the substitution right now, and Kuma is taking a look on the bench.
All right.
It's a shame because the last time that Barça scored a hat-trick for a player in a preseason game was Pedro against Thailand back in 2013.
Wow, interesting stat indeed there. As my ears are not deceiving me, is the crowd chanting for Memphis to come on, or?
Yes, and he's warming up.
And he is warming up indeed. All right. Well, the crowd getting what they want. Memphis Depay warming up, taking his first steps as a Barça player in this preseason friendly.
I'm not gonna lie, but this is gallina de piel. Like, everyone's getting so crazy with him and applauding him, and he's always, well, with his smile and saying thanks to the fans, because everyone's super excited just with the warm-up.
Just with the warm-up. A very charming player indeed. Very charming man. You and I got a chance to see him live in the flesh, up close and personal, in our interview, which you can see, of course, on Barça TV Plus. That was the day of his presentation. And just a very nice guy, good dude. You could tell from the start that not just, a good football player, but you can see that he's a profound guy who thinks of the deeper things in life as well. That's what I got from our conversation with him.
Well, obviously you had the opportunity to meet him personally. I haven't yet, so you know more than me. But from the outside, he looks like a big character. Someone that, as you say, deeper in terms of wanting to explore different things in life, not only football. So it's a very interesting type of character, and as a footballer, which is what we all want to know, he's a fantastic footballer. So we all really looking forward to see him starting. Obviously, unfortunate if he comes on for an injury of Reymanay. I feel sorry for the Albanian striker. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Great defending there from Balde, because the ball from Samu's side was very, very dangerous. But the youngster once again very aware. A good run, diagonal run.
Good
stopping that through ball.
Also, Samuel Umtiti very aware on that play, makes sure to clear the ball, but it's still Girona here in possession. Great little move inside, or ball inside by Samu, who finds Kebe. Well, unable to control that ball as the referee points to the touchline. So goal kick for Barça. Barça, of course, now playing with 10 men as we've entered the 40th minute mark. 2-0 on the scoreboard. Gerard Piqué, team captain, scoring the penalty in the 21st minute for the 1-0, followed by the now injured and therefore soon to be substituted Rey Manay, who scored the 2-0 in the 24th.
Obviously now it's a big decision to make, Diego, because do you play Memphis for the last 5 minutes? He hasn't had the time really to have a proper warm-up. You already lost your man up front, or just wait for a halftime whistle to come and make him do a proper warm-up with the other substitutes. So
what would you go for?
I think I would wait. I wouldn't take any risks.
No.
And I would give just Memphis the time to warm up.
Sure.
Even though probably the fans here, they just want to see him straight away. But I think that probably the wiser thing to do is just wait for the halftime whistle, give him 15 minutes to warm up properly.
Now Memphis is going straight to the bench. It seems like he's coming in.
That's why I'm not the manager, man.
I'm sorry.
Ronald Koeman wasting no time and telling Memphis Depay to take off his bib and instead put on that Barça shirt and get ready for action. Ricky Puig wants to go out for a dribble, but again, referee Miguel Angel Ortiz pointing to the penalty spot. Seems there was a handball in the box.
Yeah, I thought it was Niels Mortimer. I don't know if you could see it from there, but it looked to me like it was Niels, using his hand there.
Seems like, and the referee saying like he saw it and it was for him a handball.
Yeah, it was.
Well, a clumsy handball for that matter. Niels Mortimer should have probably known and done better in that situation, since he just have opted for his elbow to clear that ball. Not sure what was going through his head there, Andrea.
Well, obviously, I think he just tried to protect himself, probably thinking the Girona player was going to challenge him, and it's happened to me as well. It's just a natural thing, and obviously in the box it's a penalty.
Well, here's Samu Saif getting ready to take the penalty kick. In comes a kick, and a little Paninka one it is. And a goal for Girona, making it 2-1 on the scoreboard. A cheeky penalty kick by Samu Saif puts Girona back into 1 goal difference.
Talking about quality, not bad from Samu Saif. Obviously, a well-taken penalty, a Panenka penalty for Samu. But the most important thing, Memphis is making his debut.
Well, here it is, Andrea Orlandi. Memphis Depay takes to the field officially as a Barça player for the very first time in his preseason friendly against Girona here in the Stade Johan Cruyff. What an absolute treat for our viewers of Barça TV Plus to see the Dutch international in action for the very first time as a Barça player.
It was a good shot of energy, because after that goal of Girona, obviously now everyone wants the new signings to wear the Barça kit.
Well, hold on, Mike, because we might get a wish sooner than what we might have expected, as Barça's already in offensive action here. Yusuf Demir with a shot, but that was deflected out for a corner kick by Juanpe.
And you could see what he was trying once again, that curl into the top corner. Yusuf, he knows what he's doing.
So we take a look again on the screens.
They're now cheering his name, Memphis.
Memphis, Memphis. The crowd have found their new idol in Memphis Depay.
But at some point, yeah, we're hearing some people say Memphis, another one saying Messi.
Leo Messi, of course, the eternal legend and idol of Football Club Barcelona. Memphis here takes a shot and puts Juan Carlos to work. I don't know if that was a shot on goal or a cross, but either way, Juan Carlos had to make a spectacular save from that ball, creating any more danger than already did.
He's a confident player. He just went there, asked for the ball, took height on, and that was a cross, a strong cross in the box from Memphis Depay. Good first time for Memphis as a Barcelona player.
Indeed, indeed. Very eager to get on the score sheet and help out his team after Barça have just conceded a goal. Still 2-1 on the scoreboard. We're nearing the end of the first half here in the Johan Cruyff Stadium. Sergio Roberto. Titi, the 1-2 between the two players. Ricky Puig now. Looks to get the ball to Serginho Dest, but well intercepted by Kebe. Here comes Girona. Here's the goal scorer, Saif. Cuts inside, will try shot with his right foot, and a beautiful start! That ricochets off of the crossbar. Well, what a great shot by Saif once again. Almost scoring the equalizer for Girona.
Oh, it's done great, Samu Saif. The way he turned, received, that was going to the top corner. Luckily for Barça, just a little bit too high, hits the bar. But
We
what a
said it in
shot.
the preview because he scored the last preseason game in 2021, and now this time again, Samu Saiz is scoring a goal against Barça.
Wow. Sergio Roberto now finds Neil Mortimer, lifts his head, finds Memphis. Memphis offside. What a shot by Samu Saiz indeed, after having scored that penalty. The Girona player full of confidence, of course. As we're taking a look at the replay now.
We'll have 2 minutes of extra time.
And Memphis here offering himself, and well, a tight offside call, but looks like it was the right one.
Yeah, absolutely. But the good thing about it is it's just the dummy. He's confident straight away. Memphis asking for every ball, wanting to impress his new fans.
Straight away, right?
Straight away, yeah.
If he didn't do so already in his presentation, and by the way he was dressed, he's impressing us right here on the pitch in these early minutes. Nico now gets dispossessed. Nico pulling on the shirt of Gumba, but referee halts play. So far, are you liking what you've seen from Nico?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that obviously here he tried to turn in midfield in an area where he didn't know what it was behind him. So play what you see, really. This is what they tell you at Barcelona. Play a little bit safer, but he will learn this. He just plays right, left. The way he uses his body as well, fantastic. Always side on. Very good player.
Valerie now will play back. Here's Arnau, as Girona will try to get one more offensive action before the break. Memphis intercepts the ball. Barça now on the counter-attack. Memphis lifts his head, sees Riqui Puig in the box, but takes one more dribble, tries to get that ball to Riqui Puig, but eventually it ends up as Sergio Roberto's feet, as that ball took a deflection, and it was no problems for Juan Carlos to land that ball safely in his gloves. It's the end of the first half. Here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff, Barça leading by 2-1. Goal scored by Gerard Piqué from the penalty spot, and Rey Manay in the 24th minute for the 2-0, who had to come off injured for the now substituted Memphis Depay. The goal by Girona, scored by Samu Saiz. Please join us for the second half. Don't go anywhere, because there's tons more action right here on Barça TV+.
orgullós que estic de ser jugador del Barça. Som el millor club del món, diguin el que diguin. Som molt feliç, moltes gràcies.
Més que jo.
More than me.
More than me.
Más que yo.
Més que jo.
More than me.
Juega Messi largo para Depay. Es fuera. Allá va el mosquito. ¡Usman! ¡Gol! ¡Leo! ¡No! ¡Sí! ¡Sí! Bien.
Ahí está jugando el Barça. El balón de Frank de Boer para Rivaldo. Rivaldo que lo hace hecho. Dejo para Ronaldinho. Pero si le llega con a Ronaldinho, ahí hay peligro. Se va Ronaldinho. Continúa Ronaldinho. Picked up by Samueletto, he can't control it. Leo Messi inside the box, lays it up. There's the shot! There's a goal! 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 It is! Iniesta! En el segundo palo para intentar el remate. Atención a Xavi. El cabezazo de Puyol. ¡Gol! Continúa la acción de peligro, cuidado con ese balón. Piqué, gol. Piqué scores the sixth. This is getting rather Beckenbauer! Cambia de ritmo, sigue Neymar, balón tocadito para Sergi Roberto.
Iniesta per Leo Messi, que arranca des de la mitja punta agonia. Leo, prova xut, Leo, gol! Gol!
Leo Messi scores in England! Gol! Gol del mejor del mundo! Gol del mejor del planeta! Gol del mejor! Gol de Leo Messi!
Era capaz de eso y de mucho más. Lanzamiento de Koeman. ¡Y qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo de Ronald Koeman! Marca de la casa.
You came and set my world in flames.
over the ball. Cook is also there. Leaves it, Koeman. Oh my! What a strike from Ronald Koeman. What a wonderful goal from the Dutchman.
La barrera defensiva del Real Madrid, aquí on a Paco Bullo, molt pendent de la jugada. Minut 3 de la segona part, Koeman, i el gol! Golaç, 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 golaç de Ronald Koeman.
You're showing things I never knew, yeah, you made a move and now you got me too. I know your games, but I want you. You're way too good, you can't be true. Oh, you're showing things I never knew, yeah, you made a move and now you got me too. I know your games, but I want you.
Vaya zapatazo y qué golazo. Qué golazo de Ronald Koeman que certifica la definitiva victoria del combinado del Fútbol Club Barcelona ante el Oporto.
Atenció aquí que Leo la pot liar. Leo! Oh! Què has fet, Leo?
Welcome back to all of our viewers of Barça TV Plus, and welcome to the Estadio Johan Cruyff, where the ball is already rolling in the second half here between Barça and Girona. It's the second friendly of the season. It's Barça 2, Girona 1. Piqué was the goal scorer of the first goal. It was a penalty. Rey Manay scored 2-0. And eventually, Samu Saiz scored the 2-1. It's been a very entertaining first half indeed. And I am joined alongside of football analyst and ex-Barça player, Andrea Orlandi. Andrea, second half is already rolling, but what were your first takes of the first half?
Well, I think in the first half we saw lots of positives. You know, a big improvement compared to the first game. First 30 minutes, 2 goals. Barça creating all sorts of problems. Both phases of play, you know, dealt very, very well. I think that not only possession football, but also counter-attacking football as well, where Barcelona were dangerous. And I'm surprised to see only one substitution. It's the second friendly of pre-season, but Arnau Comas is replacing Samuel Umtiti at the back of Barça defense. And we all know that Memphis Depay had to come on a little bit earlier than expected.
That's right.
Because of the injury from Rey Manay. So just one substitution, and obviously we will see players getting 60 minutes already in the second friendly of pre-season.
Exactly, Andrea. And of course, joining us down at the touchline from a very privileged position, close to the action, is Mai Rostro, our sideline reporter. Mai, just as one substitution at the moment, but do you see anybody else warming up?
Well, Diego, all the team are warming up right now except for Arnau Tenas and Neto. But in the preview, Alfred Schroeder mentioned that probably today we will see some of the players playing more than 45 minutes. So probably that's the reason why Arnau Comas is now substituting Umtiti and, well, Memphis for that injury of Rey Manay.
Exactly. So you heard it there, Andrea. Koeman already giving some of the more regular first-team players a bit more minutes, trying to get them to match fitness. It is just a second friendly, of course, but already stretching out those minutes to so that the players slowly but surely get into the rhythm of things.
Yeah, absolutely. As I think, Maya, you know more than us, but we got more spectators today than the other day.
We were right, definitely, yes, because last time was 2,037 and today is 2,800, almost 60 people. So you can notice, not because of the atmosphere, you can see it in the stands.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks, well, not a packed house, of course, but it's definitely a lot fuller than Wednesday's friendly and a lot louder as well. Now, we were told that, in fact, people were getting instructions not to be overly excited and jubilant with Barça's goals because of COVID protocols, excuse me. But today is Saturday and people are up for it.
And Samu Saiz, obviously trying his luck. He had a very good first half.
He did.
Nearly scored the second with a beautiful curler into the top corner. And
that
he tried
was
his
a
luck.
shot.
He went for power this time, but it didn't work for Girona's number 10.
Didn't work for Samu Saiz on that occasion, but keep an eye on the Girona number 10 because he was the goal scorer of that first goal as well. Girona now back in possession. Gumbau playing it wide. Here's Kebe. Playing it back.
We're seeing all the fans cheering up because Griezmann and all of the rest of the players are now getting ready with Musa Deye, who was doing the warming up before. And now the rest of the players are getting ready.
Okay, so more substitutions are ahead. We see them there, close to the corner of the Girona keeper, Juan Carlos. The likes of Frenkie de Jong, Antoine Griezmann, Alex Collado as well of the B team. So very familiar names and faces are getting ready to enter the pitch. But not before Girona will get another chance here in this free kick. Here's Saiz, puts in the ball. Very dangerous cross indeed. It's not cleared yet. Balde tries to get it away, but is dispossessed. Arnau. Well defended here by Balde indeed, but trying to get that ball to Nico, but couldn't on that occasion. But no troubles for the Barça goalkeeper as it is a goal kick for Barça.
Well done with aggression. You know, he was outweighed a little bit in the first challenge, and he made sure that he was gonna get it right on the second attempt. So he's been very good going forward and defending as well today, Alejandro Balde.
The score of the opening goal for Barça from the penalty spot, Gerard Piqué, sort of friendly, in a friendly manner, pushed Rey Manay to the side, said, listen up, young fella. You already got 3 goals in the first game. Why don't you let us older boys get a taste of the goals as well? And kindly asked him to make way so that he could take that penalty.
You know, there was nothing coming out of Raymond I's mouth. As we've seen, great build-up, you know, from Barcelona. Iñaki Peña to Memphis Depay. He hasn't put a foot wrong, Memphis, yet. You know, his first touch was great. You know, finding Ricky Puig, and then eventually Barça gave the ball away. But you know, some very good signs from Memphis in his opening minutes as a Barcelona player.
Absolutely, and some excellent signs here for Girona as well, as Jairo put the works on Serginho Dest. And 5 minutes score, 6 minutes gone, but great opening.
He's a very good footballer, and he's not a left back. He's more a winger. So he's got all the attributes of a winger. You can see him taking on. We've seen him getting a couple of nutmegs as well in the first half. So he has been a handful for Barça to cope with.
Absolutely, and particularly in these opening 6 minutes, it's been somewhat of a one-sided affair for Girona so far. Ricky Puig finds Sergio Roberto, but loses the ball. Samu Saiz. Arnau now loses the ball. Gomas with Nico. Back to Nico. Jairo puts that ball out of touch for a Barça throw-in. As Jairo seems to have gotten injured as well, yes. And the player does look like he is in some pain.
He's touching his hammy as well, his left hamstring. Probably there when he stretched, trying to stop the pass from Nico. You could see that he fell straight away.
Yep.
But hopefully he's going to carry on.
He's going to try to continue, yeah.
Hopefully only a cramp. But when you feel your hamstring, is never a good sign.
Here's Comas then. Comas to Gerard Piqué. Piqué is looking for the off-ball movement from his forwards. Gets so. Does the ball end up with Sergio Roberto, who tried to get the ball to Memphis Depay, but good interception there by the Girona defense.
That was a great run. Very difficult to detect from midfielders. You can't really chase them, and then the centre-backs need to be very, very focused, and they weren't there. And Sergio Roberto did everything right. You know, controlling with his head first. Probably tried to pass it to Memphis with his second touch, but Juan Carlos was aware.
Here's Kebe playing that ball to Samu Saiz. Back to Kebe. Kebe wants some help. Will eventually get that. Valeri to Samu. As couldn't control that ball. And it seems like another substitution will come in for Girona, Mai.
Exactly. We'll see in a minute who will be, but anytime soon.
I think it's
like
Mojica.
Mojica is ready to come into the pitch. Exactly, Andrea.
Yes, Joao Mojica.
Yeah, the fullback, probably Jairo, has a problem. And it's going to be replaced by Mojica.
Oh, watch out, because Terraz here puts in a good ball for Girona. What almost was a dangerous action there for the visitors, but well taken care of by Barça. Here's Yusuf. Tries to get that ball to Mortimer. Memphis will fight for it. He'll gets it. Fights for position and takes a shot. But that shot again saved by Juan Carlos. But Memphis Depay again eager to try to get his name on the score sheet here as well in his opening friendly for Football Club Barcelona in testing Juan Carlos.
And I've been following a little bit, you know, when the ball is somewhere else. And he's tried already like 3 times to make that round movement in between centre-backs running in behind. Obviously, he hasn't been spotted by his teammates. They need to know him yet. But he does make those movements in behind. And those sort of movements create space for others. So, you know, very unselfish runs. But sometimes I'm sure they did love to receive the ball.
Well, here's Gumbau. Passing that ball out wide. But side out called for, it's called for offside as the substitution will take place now.
Andrea was right, because the one who's coming off is Jairo, for now Joao Mojica. Number 3.
Unable to continue then. Of course, the coach is unwilling to take any unnecessary risks as well in this preseason campaign.
campió Girona. Mujica amb el dorsal 3 entra en el lloc de Jairo.
Mujica making his way in then for Girona.
And also Girona will play the game against Barça B.
Watch out, Mai, because here's Memphis on the ball. Memphis will again unleash a rocket. Well defended by Girona. Serginho Dest. The danger's not over yet. Here's Sergi. Back to Dest.
Fantastic what Memphis just did there. You know, probably telling the Girona players, I'm gonna give the ball to the player making the run behind me, and he eventually took a touch forward and created space for himself to take the shot. He was blocked, but once again, you know,
the Dutchman's eager.
You can see that he's got it. He's got something. You know, he's technically very gifted, not only strong physically, but he's got so many things in his locker. Look at him now. He just controls it. He makes a touch. You think he's going to give it there, no chance. Goes forward, and then he gets blocked there from Bernardo. But nice from Memphis.
Here's Gumbau. Arnau. How important is upper body strength? I mean, we see some of these players. It's not often you see players that are such physical specimens, such strong as well. Of course, in the legs, we're used to seeing football players very strong. But upper body strength, is that an underrated aspect?
I mean, you don't have to lose, as we see Girona here being dangerous. Good recovery there from
recovery by Nico.
You got to be agile as a football player, so you don't want to put too much strength in the upper body. But if you use it at your benefit, as Memphis does, obviously to hold the defenders off is always a good thing to have. But
well, watch out for the shot here. Shot on goal by Terraz as that went flying over the ball. It was a bit of a hectic moment along the touchlines between the players, between Mortimer, who did well to keep that ball in, but then was unable to regain possession before Terraz unleashed a rocket that went flying over the bar. Mai, again, we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Girona players standing by the touchlines and are ready to come in.
Exactly, Diego. They will now do some substitutions. Another one was just a friendly. They can do whatever they want, definitely. Mitchell can try it and test different formations, different players. As I said it before, they will play the game against Barça B team. And now also Koeman getting ready, because all the players are now almost ready to come in.
Well, here's Ricky Puig trying to find Memphis. Sergio Roberto still chasing that ball down. As we're approaching the 60th minute mark, slowly but surely, here in the Estadi Johan Cruyff. Still 2-1 for Barça. Football Club Barcelona leading thanks to goals from Gerard Piqué and Rey Manay. Before Samu Saif got the visitors 1 goal back. Here's the goal scorer for Girona. Passing that ball over to Elias, but his ball
once again
blocked by Balde.
But Samu Saif is the most dangerous player for Girona. Every time he is on the ball, something happens. Always on the half turn, well positioned, clever player.
Time and time, the Girona player being sought out by his teammates. So it'll be another throw-in for the visitors, but not before, it seems, we'll see a whole string of players come into the game. I'm counting 7 players, 8 players for Football Club Barcelona and 5 from Girona. Mai.
The only 2 that are on the bench right now is Arnau Tenas and Neto, because Collado, De Jong, Griezmann, Igor, everyone getting ready to come in, and the fans obviously supporting the rest of the players that will have some minutes. Gavi also, Pjanic.
Many players here that the crowd are eager to see, not just from the first team, but from the B team as well. Looking at players like Pablo Paez, or nicknamed Gavi, a player that has really excelled, not just with the Juvenil A side or the youth ranks, but with the B team, making a B team debut as well as at the young age of just 16 years old. And now look at that, playing alongside what undoubtedly are his heroes of the first team and for the Barça first team. Beautiful moment again for Gavi, a player who hugely impressed us in that friendly against Nastic as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to do the same once again. Confident. You know, he looks like he's been there for ages. Same feeling I had with Pedri when I first saw him playing. You know, and he was in pre-season friendly against Girona as well last season. And I felt like he'd been there already for a long time. Straight away from the start, you could see that he belonged to Barcelona. I have the same feeling with this man here, Gavi.
Clement Lenglet.
And, well, Barça, you know, they are playing 4-3-3, but obviously, you know, the interpreters are different, and Griezmann will never keep that width, so he'll move and roam around with a bit of freedom. And you can see him, he started on the left, now he's on the right. Memphis as well, he's just roaming freely. Koeman trying new things as well from a tactical point of view.
Well, Memphis, of course, a player that has also been very productive, not just as a full-out number 9, but on the left as well. Here he is. Memphis will play with Pjanic. Pjanic with Gavi. Gavi now. As Memphis gets taken down, referee Miguel Ángel Ortiz calls for a foul. So what do you think Koeman will look for in this second half with this second unit to try to keep up that intensity? Is he looking out for anything in particular of the B team players as well, seeing if they assume perhaps the responsibility that we saw in a Gavi, in Demir Yusuf as well in the first half? What is he looking for?
Well, he's giving Gavi a lot of you know, credit because he's keeping his place in the team with Collado. Today he's playing. Look at that.
Oh, as Miralem Pjanic with a rocket from way outside the box that went flying over Juan Carlos. It was out of reach and hit the crossbar. Great free kick there.
Great free kick.
By Miralem Pjanic.
Like a thunderbolt there, hitting the crossbar from Pjanic. We normally see him taking those free kicks, swept over the ball. He went for power there and showing his great technique. And I was saying, Collado today is playing out wide. When the other day against Nastic, he played in midfield, you know, and he's actually giving that position to the young. And Gavi, you know, is keeping in place in that midfield for Barça. So that tells you that Koeman trusts the youngster. And
Memphis annoyed he couldn't hold on to the ball there. But
Memphis, you know, is being used down the left, and Griezmann is occupying more the centre forward position. At the moment, I'm sure they'll keep interchanging positions. And obviously they need to, you know, to find the momentum to play together. It's just the first minutes for big players, and obviously I always say that good and big players understand each other. Look at that.
Great little touch there by Griezmann to find Memphis. Memphis with a shot and nearly with his first goal for Football Club Barcelona, as that just went flying wide off of the right post. Great attempt there by Memphis to put Barça nearly up 3-1.
You don't need to do anything, you know, too spectacular. It's just one touch here from Griezmann to give Memphis the space for himself to take a shot. He goes for power. Well taken from the Dutchman. Good opportunity.
And also Memphis thanks Griezmann because of that pass.
Absolutely, a wonderful touch there by Antoine Griezmann to find the Dutchman, who continues to hunt down his first goal. Didn't take long for him to already impress the home fans. He was in a minute or two, to be generous, when he already tested Juan Carlos. Here's Girona now on the attack. Ilias still on the ball, gets dispossessed by Memphis. Here's Miralem Pjanic.
Very good debut. Very good debut for Memphis. I like what I'm seeing, Diego.
Indeed, not shy to already try shots from outside the box. Again, something that Koeman time and time reiterated in press conferences last season, encouraging his team to try from shooting from outside the box, well, especially against those teams that defend
so deep.
Exactly, and defend so tightly.
You've got 10 players plus the goalkeeper in front of you, so why not try your luck from distance at times? And these players have it.
Here's Moussa Ndiaye. Finds the man right here, Gavi. I'll be looking for help. Collado now with Miralem. Gavi.
No problem for Gavi, eh?
Beautiful.
Tight spaces.
Beautiful.
Under pressure.
Touch football here in very tight spaces indeed. Pjanic looking for Memphis.
Well, Memphis is the fourth run that he makes him behind, and for the first time he's been spotted by a teammate. Obviously the pass wasn't the right one from Miralem Pjanic, but
how often do forwards have to make that run before they start getting a little bit annoyed when they're not being sought out by the teammates?
I think that he's done enough now. This is the fifth one. Obviously it was offside. You know, when you do it once, you don't get it. Okay, no problem. I'll try again. But when it's the fifth time that you make that run and you don't receive the ball, you start getting frustrated.
Start getting a little bit annoyed.
And
yeah.
asking a question or two to the midfielders.
That's
Come on, guys, look up sometimes.
Right, right. Well, Girona trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Yeah, through possession. We've said it already a few times that this is how Mitchell wants them to play, and to be honest, they put in a good show. They're playing well. Girona looking good, as Barça is as well.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with what I've seen so far in this 66 minutes.
Absolutely, but you can tell, and you mentioned at the top of the game as well, the difference in quality when it comes to Gimnàstic de Tarragona and Girona. Girona, a team that could easily be in the Spanish top flight and playing against the Spanish or the best teams in La Liga Santander. And we're seeing that here today because they are certainly a worthy opponent. Watch out now, Andrea, because again, it's Valeri here on the attack. Gives it to Ilais. Tries to go for a cross, but good clearance by Comas.
And they could have easily been, you know, in La Liga, we've said it. And you've got La Liga experience in abundance here. Alex Garcia, who's coming here, the number 11, played for Eibar at the end of last season. He'd already been at Girona. As we see the young, we want to see his runs once again.
Frankie now finds Antoine. Antoine is inside the box. Tries to look for Memphis Depay. Here's Memphis. Holds on to the ball. Looks for help as he's surrounded by Girona players and eventually gets dispossessed.
But it's good to see the big players looking for each other. It's not the first time that we see Griezmann looking for Memphis and vice versa. So exciting, Diego. We want to see more of this.
Very exciting indeed. It's, of course, we can't wait for the new season to start. The league season debut kicks off August 15th in the Camp Nou against none other than Real Sociedad.
Not an easy one to start with.
Against Imanol Alguacil, excuse me. Absolutely not. What a great side they are. In fact, interestingly enough, the last side that Barça played against before the fans had to depart from visiting the stadiums, that game was won by Barça with a 1-0 margin thanks to a goal from Leo Messi.
Was it from the penalty spot?
Indeed it was.
Yeah, it was a difficult game, I remember. And you were talking about upper body strength, and Memphis is showing, you know, that he can use it really, really well. He just holds off, you know, the players with ease. He just actually looks for it. He just wants to have the opponents next to him because, you know, using his body and strength can just pull them away.
And I guess for players that sorry to cut you off there, Andrea, but here's another chance for Barça. Antoine Griezmann this time, as that ball just goes wide off of the left post.
A good movement, a good ball from Collado, and obviously Griezmann with his weaker foot, right foot, going for goal across the goalkeeper here. Well, Barça having chances. You know, lots of movement from the front players. You know, it's been good to watch.
And it's the first time for many of them playing together, but they're combining really well. And we're seeing now Ronald Koeman next to the line, seeing all the first line.
Exactly, Ronald Koeman certainly happy with his team's intensity, as we saw Memphis there trying to go for another run.
I just lost counting now.
But on the topic again of that upper body strength, of course, Memphis is also a player that likes to play with his back towards the defenders and kind of receive that ball.
Yeah.
which again, that upper body strength must be useful for in those types of situations.
And sometimes you kind of force those type of situations to actually gain some confidence. You know that you are in control of the ball, that you are in control of the situation. So just playing with your back to goal, having your defender next to you, and he can't take the ball off you, and that gives you a little bit of boost of confidence. So you just use it, at your advantage, and he does it a lot and does it well.
Collado now, looking for Memphis. Memphis gets it. Good first touch. He's got Musa next to him. Still Memphis to Collado with a chip. Trying to look for either Memphis or Antoine Griezmann, but it is Manu Sainz now, or Samu Sainz, excuse me, win possession for Girona as the crowd is waking up and trying to get the players into the game and animating them.
100%. They're now cheering them up because I think actually Barca the one having the chances in this last part of the second half. But now the fans want more goals, more emotions. But definitely, I think it's a little bit different than the Wednesday, for sure.
100%. You can tell that it's Saturday night fever here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff. 2-1 still for Barça, as we're just under 20 minutes away for the end of this match. Still just a tight margin lead for Barça.
And as I've seen Memphis tracking back as well, the run from Valeri, who's the right back for Girona in the second half.
Yes.
And he was tracking back and helping. Obviously had a clap in the back from Clement Lenglet, the captain now of Barça. Always good to see your front players helping on defensive duties. Is absolutely crucial in modern football.
So this just in, some breaking news, Mai. I'm not sure if you got a chance to see it, but Mai, did you get a chance to see the news that Barça put out on Rey Manai?
No, let me take a look in a minute, and I will give you the information as soon as possible.
Antoine here, trying to look for Gavi.
Yeah, we have it.
Good counter-attack there. Go ahead, Mai.
A headache. Seems something happened. Yeah, he left the game in the first half due to a headache. So we still have to wait to see if he's okay, but at least it's not something related to muscles or something like that.
As Gavi here tries to find Comas, who went in with a flying header.
Great ball from Gavi. Eh?
Very good
in the run of Comas. He tried everything to connect with that ball. So she just dived. And for Rey Manai, obviously it's warm, it's hot, probably felt a little bit dizzy. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Hopefully not.
Just a bit of, he needs to rehydrate himself, and
hopefully it is just that, Andrea.
And he'll be fine.
Here's Gavi again, combining with Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann leaving that ball for Musa. Musa sees Depay in the middle, trying to get the ball to him. It'll go out for throw-in. Musa taking his time. He's got Memphis in front of him. Memphis being closed down by Ceballos. Gets that ball to Clement Lenglet. Comas with Pjanic. Pjanic looks for Griezmann, finds him, De Jong. To Gomez. Gomez with Collado out on the right. Collado now. Turns, passes the ball back to Gomez. Gomez with Frenkie. Frenkie back to Gomez. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. The ball goes out for a Girona kick.
This is experience. Mojica has been, everywhere. He was on loan from Girona to Atalanta at the beginning of last season. Didn't work for him in Italy, and then he joined Elche. And it was actually a good signing for Elche that kept their place in La Liga. They were big favorites to go down. So he did his job for them last season, and now he's at Girona. We're not sure if he's going to stay here at the end of the transfer window. It's obviously the season of a lot of movement, from clubs, but he's such an experienced footballer. Obviously, Girona get hold of him. It would be a very good, addition to the squad for the new season.
Well, and on the topic of additions to the squad of the new season, we, of course, had the pleasure of welcoming already to the first team squad the likes of Memphis, Kun Agüero, Eddie Garcia as well, and Emerson. 4 new additions. But just today, Memphis out on the field, seeing as Emerson, Kun Agüero, and Eddie Depay are either on holiday or taking part in the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Did you get a chance to see any of the Spanish national team, the game against Egypt?
Not really, not really. I've read the news, I've seen some of the clips. It wasn't an easy game at all. Spain unlucky to get, 2 players injured as well.
Yeah, Oscar Mingueza.
And obviously, Mingueza, one of our players, of Barça players, and hopefully it looks like it's nothing serious with Ceballos.
Yeah.
It looks like it might be out.
Might be a bit more, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously it's a nasty, ankle injury. Lots of blood, lots of icing. There's nothing you can do about it. Rest and
patience.
And be patient, yeah. So I don't know if he's going to take part of the Olympics for the national team again. But obviously, it was a difficult game for Spain, and it looked like the Coldplay singer to me.
Oh,
didn't it?
Was it?
I don't know. I don't want to be.
Well, there's club legend Ivan de la Peña. We definitely know him.
We're sure about it. Chris Martin, no? It's his name?
I'm a hip-hop man. Remember, I had a freestyle ready for Memphis. I'm a hip-hop head. I'm not...
Is it? Yeah?
Oh, wow.
We're hearing now the substitution by Girona with Alex Sala, who substitutes Ilya Zaira.
Okay, so another substitution, as we saw the Coldplay, the lead singer for Coldplay, sitting in the stands. No?
What do you say, Diego? Can you repeat it?
Well, I thought Mai was confirming that it was the lead singer.
It looked like him. It looked like him. It was a great lookalike. So.
You guys throwing me off. I don't know. I cannot tell.
No, during the cooling break, I saw Memphis having a word with Koeman, talking a little bit, and also Pjanic with Arnau Comas.
But obviously, Arnau playing behind Pjanic, so it's probably, the experienced midfielder giving him some good advices.
Well, just under 15 minutes left here in the second half. Andrea, Barça still leading by those 2 goals, 2-1 that were scored in the first half. Longley playing out wide to Collado. Collado to Gomez. Gomez to the Bosnian, Miralem Pjanic, who, of course, had that great free kick in the opening minutes of the second half that hit the crossbar, stunning Juan Carlos.
What a shot that was, eh?
What a shot that was, indeed. Collado here, still keeping the ball in play, gets inside the box. Frenkie. Here's Musa. Will he let off a rocket? Yes, he will. Why not?
He knew what he was going to do before controlling the ball.
Well, again, it's being confirmed to me that indeed it is Coldplay, or lead singer of Coldplay, sitting in the stands.
We got it
the
right.
word is getting around in Twitter now, along with Dakota Johnson. So for all of you Coldplay fans out there, this is the spot where you have to be if you want to meet one of your idols.
Yeah, I think I'm not in a good position right now because I can see anyone apart from the players on the bench.
Here's Girona now. Will they? Looking for that equalizer, of course. A little acrobatic bicycle kick that went flying way over the crossbar.
Out of the stadium.
Out of the stadium as well. Ceballos.
Literally.
Ceballos maybe getting a little bit ahead of himself. Didn't manage to keep or control that one good enough, but that ball is being sought after by our co-workers over in the parking, and will surely join. We'll be back on the pitch soon again. Here's Clement Longley now. Turns around, finds Comas to Frenkie. Frenkie looking for help. Finds Gabi to Comas. So Coldplay in town then.
Yeah.
Must be a concert
Well,
then.
and the players are putting on a good show for him.
Absolutely. You must appreciate that. Collado combines with Memphis. Lovely little turn by Collado to find Memphis again. Memphis out to Gomez. Gomez tries to get a cross in, but tightly defended there by Mojica, as eventually the shot did go in.
Well, it was a cross from Memphis, who finally had someone looking for him. Made that run in the box. It was a bit overhit there from, I thought it was Griezmann. So we see the Cruyff turn there from
Lovely
Collado.
Cruyff turn indeed, yeah.
And Diego Andrea, in 4 days, the team will travel to Germany because on July 31st, they will play it against Stuttgart. And then we have another 2 friendlies.
Exactly, my.
All on
those two
Barça TV
friendlies,
Plus.
All on Barça TV Plus. 2 friendlies against Stuttgart, as you mentioned, and thereafter over in Austria against Red Bull Salzburg before returning back home for that historic doubleheader of both the women's and the men's team against La Vecchia Señora Juventus over in the Camp Nou for the Johan Gamper Trophy. That'll take place on August 8th. Kicking off at 6:30 p.m. Central European time is the women's team. And finally, at 9:30 p.m., the men's. Referee calls a foul. So Girona ball. As well, I can't really say that the intensity has dropped, but we haven't seen as many chances as we saw maybe necessarily in the first half or in the opening few minutes of the second half.
Yeah, no, absolutely, but it's something normal. Girona have made lots of substitutions as well. Barça players just back in training, international ones for 3-4 days. So it was always going to happen, but still we have seen, you know, a few good combinations by Barcelona players. Girona as well keep pushing, so we have a game in our hands in this last 10 minutes.
Absolutely. Here's Dubassin. Clement Longley can control him. Dubassin continues in the box. Still Dubassin with a shot that gets deflected by, I think it was Comas, but Dubassin is making Clement Longley work.
Yeah, that was a great run. You see here, just relaxes a little bit. You know, the Barca captain here, Clement Longley, and Dubassin showing his strength and quality here, just to get past him and keeps going, and Clement, you know, chasing him, making it difficult for him, but eventually got a shot on target, deflected. It's a corner.
Corner kick for Girona it is then. Aleix Garcia getting ready to put in the cross. In comes the ball. Ball goes high. As eventually goes out for a goal kick for Football Club Barcelona. As we're seeing Koeman at the sidelines with his hands in his pockets, but he's had an active second half, hasn't he, Mai?
Really active second half. Is well, let's say not a mess, but it's sad to see Arnau Tenas on the bench. He probably will have some chances like in the future, but today at least we have the debut of Memphis and of course Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, this has been a game with plenty of takeaways for the first team head coach, no doubt. As again, we saw Memphis Depay making a run. Ball eventually gets to him.
Yeah, well, dropping deep, he receives the ball. He'll learn that dropping deep is a better idea at Barca if you want to get in touch with the ball.
Here's Collado now to Antoine. Griezmann finds Pjanic. Pjanic back to Antoine. Antoine, good little crossover as Hugo's down. And again, referee Miguel Angel Ortiz pointing to the penalty spot. What exactly happened there?
Well, I think that the first touch from Griezmann was great. He tried to get past, I thought it was Mojica there, and he probably, you know, touched the ball with his hand. As you know, who's going to take it? Probably Memphis.
Memphis, yes.
Memphis Depay will be the taker of this penalty as Juan Carlos, Girona goalkeeper, is having a hearty word with the referee because he seems to be in strong disagreement that was a penalty call. Or
Yeah,
that should have been a penalty. Sorry.
Yeah, Pjanic and Griezmann were taking the ball, having a word, and then all the fans were Memphis, 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 and he took it.
Well, his teammates wanting to give him a warm welcome and get climatized as quickly as possible. Memphis squaring up to take his first penalty as a Barça player, and it goes in! Right to the left top corner, a great penalty kick for Memphis it is, and his first goal as a Barça player. It's Barça 3, Girona 1.
Well, all good news, Diego. All good news. We see the big players combining, understanding each other. It was a well-taken penalty, a great, combination, Pjanic-Griezmann, and then obviously the Frenchman giving the ball to Memphis. You take it, get
And
some
we're
confidence.
seeing now the celebration.
Maria.
Yes, exactly, the celebration. And of course, as you mentioned, Andrea, how important it is for a footballer to feel welcome, not just on the club, also on the pitch, because he's understanding pretty well with his teammates.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can see straight away the dressing room, have welcomed Memphis with open arms. And I have to say that, his first minute as a Barça player look, fantastic.
Pretty I was going to say pretty dang good first impressions and debut for that matter. Absolutely. No doubt about it. He's been very active from the get-go in those very early minutes already, testing Juan Carlos and his teammates. Very generous indeed and understanding in allowing or repaying those efforts. As again, we saw Memphis Depay going for that run to see if he could stun the Girona back line.
He's done great since he came on, and he'll probably have a look at the stats in his GPS after the game, and they will be good as well because the amount of sprinting he's been doing.
Well, Ronald,
he's a super fit footballer, so you can say that.
Very much so. And Ronald Koeman must be ever so pleased to see that his boy, the one that he's been banking on for, can we say, a little over a year now. So let's not forget that Ronald Koeman was already eager to get Memphis in during last summer's transfer market, in the winter transfer market as well, for that matter. But we've had to wait until now. But, sometimes things are worth the wait. And certainly in the case of Memphis Depay, it seems to be the case. What does that tell you as well of Memphis' teammates, the fact that Pjanic and Griezmann allowed him to take this penalty kick?
Well, because they understand. They've been there. I mean, they come to this football club and they know how important it is to start well, and they know that they will need him because in order to achieve big things. And this talks well, about the dressing room. They're welcoming him. They're giving him the chance to score straight away. You could see that, they were looking for him constantly. So good signs of good understanding already, and this will help and benefit both Pjanic and Griezmann as well going forward. So it's not about being selfish. This is a team. Sport, and you can see that, the sportsmanship there from two big players, giving him the chance to score his first goal for the club.
Absolutely, and sometimes that sportsmanship. As a bad pass there by Juan Carlos, and Gavi unable to capitalize on that massive mistake. A rare mistake for that matter as well.
He couldn't believe it, Gavi. He wasn't expecting that pass from Juan Carlos. And you know what? This is something new from Juan Carlos this season. He didn't have to do it last year with Francisco, but Mitchell asked his players to play from the back and obviously to take some risks sometimes, and this is exactly what happened there.
Here's Gavi then. Gavi finds Collado. Collado now out on the left. He's got time and space. What will he do? Finds Griezmann. Griezmann to Depay. Pjanic. Finds Antoine Griezmann, but Juan Carlos there.
Nice.
Quicker to get to the ball. Good combination play there by Barça, absolutely.
The big players, Pjanic, Griezmann, and Memphis, looking for each other constantly. Very good signs, encouraging signs from Barça today.
We definitely, after this third goal, I've seen somewhat of a dip when it comes to the possession that Girona had been enjoying, as Antoine Griezmann again is looking for Memphis. Memphis turns again, but runs into traffic.
Obviously, he could have taken it first touch after the first control as well. He wanted to do something special there, but once again, a good ball in. Here, maybe, I think it's Bernardo quick to react and block the Dutchman, but
Comas. It's got Musa, all free out here on the left. Longley to Miralem. Pass ends up with Ilias. As that ball goes out of touch. As we're seeing Gabi here on our screens, just 16 years old, mind you. What were you doing when you were 16 years old? Well, I
wasn't playing for Barça. First team at 16.
That's absolutely true.
We will play another 2 minutes.
And Andrea, again, you're being very humble as we're seeing Collado with some brilliant dribbles here, putting Ilias down on the floor even. If this were basketball, you'd be hearing the oohs and ahs and talks of a brilliant crossover. But again, Andrea, you're being very humble here because at the age of 16, you were in the making, in the workings of becoming a professional football player. I better not tell you the things I was doing when I was 16 years old.
You'll tell me later, not live.
Exactly. Great dispossession here by Gomez. Griezmann looking for Memphis. Again with that deep run. This time again, his efforts were rewarded, but he was unable to control the ball.
There's an understanding here. I can say straight away. I can see it straight away.
Great awareness again now by Musa, as Girona will get a throw in as we've reached the 90th minute mark. Mai, do we know already how much added time we'll get?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2
I don't know if you guys, heard it before. And also we will have another substitution for Barça. It seems like Ramos Mingo is getting ready to come on and have some minutes.
All right, well, we'll have to come on quick because just the 2 minutes of extra time here as we've reached the 90-minute mark. Barça 3, Girona 1. Goal scored by Piqué. Manai, Memphis. Memphis scoring his very first goal as a Barça player. And a much-deserved goal for that matter, as well as, well, the substitution will not take place because referee Miguel Angel Ortiz has called the end of this game. Barça 3, Girona 1. Again, goals came from Gerard Piqué from the penalty spot, Rey Manai in the 24th, and Memphis Depay also from the penalty spot, as Samu Saif eventually got one back for the visiting side. That is it from the Estadi Johan Cruyff. At least that is it for the 90 minutes. But do, of course, stay tuned for all of the post-match reactions as Mai will get a chance to talk with the protagonists, and Andrea and myself will break down further action right here on Barça TV+. Barça 3, Girona 1. Goal scored by Captain Piqué.